The attendees are joining. We will initiate.
Yes.
So we'll wait just another 1 minute, then we can go online.
Yes,
And
yes.
right. So let us go live as the attendees are joining. Let us
Yes.
have the evening started with small video, which will about the topic today.
Hello, parents. Hope you all had a good weekend. Today, I'm addressing the most negative word of our life. One word that identifies equally with both millennials and screenagers alike is stress. But what is stress? And why do we need to manage it? If put in simple words, stress is a feeling of being aggressively overwhelmed. It is how our body reacts to any kind of change being experienced. The change can either be internal, emotional, or due to our external surroundings. Stress is a very relative term. Its perception varies from one individual to the other. It is therefore important to understand the causes and effects of stress in order to identify the triggers and devise ways to properly manage it. Stress management builds resilience and helps us in stay happy, healthy and productive. We as parents know the difficulties of handling stress, but not many of us acknowledge that our kids too go through the same heavy emotion of dealing with stress. Stress in our life is directly proportional to stress in their life. It is hence imperative for us parents to manage our stress effectively and set a good example for them. Helping kids to understand their stress triggers and tactfully deal with them can be possible by keeping a positive attitude, acknowledging the child's feelings, developing trust, teaching to accept events that sometimes are beyond control, being assertive instead of aggressive, showing love, having clear expectations, building positive coping skills helps with stress management for both the parents and kids. As someone very rightly said, say yes to the feelings even as you say no to the behavior. Pay attention to your kids' signs and provide them the needed support. It's a two-way relationship that works best with love, acceptance, and acknowledgement.
So today, definitely we will go deep into that. Uh, before we initiate, a very good evening to everyone, to all the attendees, and Dr. Sunil. Very good evening to you as well. I
Good
am Diptiman
evening.
Tripathi, Managing Director, WEFA India. I welcome you all for today's session on this platform of I am the Best Mom. Attention to emotion. We have been bringing different topic, and today's topic is a simple word, which we all like to stay away from. That is stress. Yes, this is inevitable, but yes, be it with a child or adult, with everyone, we come across that word. And these days, because of the situation of the environment and in our life, we are seeing it more often. So, Dr. Sunil Sable, it's an honor to have you today in our I'm the Best Mom platform. And I'm the Best Mom is an initiative where we are talking about various aspects of life when it comes to children and their well-being. All the attendees, it's a pleasure to introduce you all. Dr. Sunil Sable is a pediatric neurologist practicing with pediatric as well as adolescents from Ahmednagar. He has an expertise on stress management and with a great mission in life to coach at least a million. Sir will tell more in detail about the million vision, but that is his million dream to achieve to make their life stress free. Or maybe in a more way we will learn. He is an enthusiast in the digital platform as well. So you can all reach out to Dr. Sunil Sable on the social platform with Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. He contributes quite a lot of information related to the management of stress and well-being. Sir, I will not take more time. Over to you, Dr. Sunil.
Thank you so much for kind introduction.
So, sir, since we are going ahead with the session of yours, let me put the first question. Is getting stressed is normal? Attendees, you are requested to put your answer on this section out here. And all the question and whatever you will be having during the day, during the evening, we will take it up towards the end. And if you have any suggestion, please keep on posting on the chat box. And any question, let it come to the Q&A. Sir, we'll take another 15 seconds, then we'll flash. The question is getting stressed is normal? The answer could be either a yes or a no. So 79% are believing getting stressed is pretty normal with a yes. Sir,
Yes.
over to you.
80% are saying getting stressed is normal, and 21% says getting stressed is not normal. So majority are right. Stress is a normal component of our life. There is only one place on the earth where there is no stress, and that is a graveyard. As long as you are alive, you are going to face stress. And having stress in a life is absolutely normal. Today, we are going to discuss how we can manage this stress in a better way so that we can lead a healthy and happy life. I remember 5 years back, my health was in a bad shape. I had put on 10 kg of weight. I was looking much older than my chronological age. I was stressed and burned out when I started taking my health in my hand. I started reading more books on health. So you may be asking your doctor and you don't know about stress, you don't know about health. No. In medicine, we are taught about disease, how to treat disease, and very less emphasis is placed on preventive health. So I started reading a lot of books on various topics on health, spirituality, and through that, I started formulating the principle which I started following it, and it completely transformed my life. I lost 10 kg of weight. I started looking much younger than my chronological age, and I started having good relationship with my family, my spouse, and my work performance and my practice also increased. So good evening, everybody. I'm Dr. Sunil Sable. I'm a pediatric neurologist, stress management consultant, and wellness coach. And I'm on a mission to educate 1 million people about stress, chronic disorders, and their adverse effect on our body, and how to manage it, how to prevent it, this chronic disorder like obesity, hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, and cancer, and how to manage stress in an effective way so that we can lead a healthy and happy life. We all know that we are undergoing one of the toughest time in a human history. It occurs once in a century because of corona pandemic. There's an atmosphere of stress, anxiety, depression, and hopelessness all over because of lockdown, then because of the disease burden. So many people has been infected, so many people have lost their life, so many people has lost their job, and there is a negative. So all the people, including adult and children, are affected, and there is a tremendous increase in the burden of mental health, as well as the burden of coronavirus and its effect. So before this, I would like to share one story with you. Once there was a king. He asked his wise men, tell me one sentence which I can use when I am happy, I can use when I am sad, I can use when I am victorious, I can use when I am defeated. I can use this word in any moment and any situation. So the people, the wise men were very worried. What is this single word which we can use at any moment? But one old wise man write down a sentence on a piece of paper and handed over this to a king. And he asked the king to open when he required it dire he is in a dire situation. Excuse me. So after a few months, the neighboring king attacked his kingdom. His soldier and this king fought very bravely, but unfortunately this king has defeated and he has to run in the jungle. The enemy soldiers were following this king, and the king was on his horse. At one spot, there was a deep valley, and the opponent soldiers were approaching. He thought this is the end of his life. Then he remembered the word of the old wise man. He took out the piece of paper and read. And what was written on the piece of paper? It was, "These too shall pass." So he gathered the courage, and fortunately, the enemy soldiers went away. For a few months, this king lived in the jungle. He regathered his soldiers and he fought back and he won the war. And when he was being welcomed, he became egoistic that I am very victorious. And he remembered the word of a wise man that these too shall pass. Okay, so dear friends, though this is a period of hopelessness, stress, anxiety, and depression, but human has fought this kind of a pandemic and come out victoriously. And we are going to face this pandemic in a positive way, and we will become victorious. This too shall pass. Till time, we have to keep our health, physical as well as mental, in a proper way. We have to remain physically and mentally fit, and we have to boost our immunity. And these are the things which I am going to discuss in this webinar. So, what is stress? Stress is our body's mental, physical, emotional, and behavioral reaction to any perceived threat or demand. Okay, stress is a constant. I have told you, as long as you are alive, stress would be there. Okay, optimum amount of stress is required for growth and development, and this is called as eustress. Okay, so this graph is showing on x-axis there is a level of stress, and y-axis there is a performance. You can see as the stress increase, the performance increase to the particular point, and afterward it falls. When there is a less stress, then you feel bored, apathy, there is lethargy, and there is less performance. But in middle, when the stress is moderate, then your performance increase, you are highly motivated, you have a lot of energy, you are alert, and this is called as eustress. Okay, but when the stress become overwhelming, then you have too much of stress, which has adverse effect on your performance. So the performance decrease, you become panic, there's a collapse or indecisiveness. So less stress is a problem, more stress is a problem, optimum amount of stress is required. So I'd like to share one story with you. Once a teacher took student in a garden. The students were watching the birth of a butterfly. The caterpillar was coming out of the cocoon. When the caterpillar was coming out of the cocoon, its body was getting squeezed between the cocoon. It was bleeding. The caterpillar was undergoing severe pain. The one child could not witness this painful situation. He broke open the cocoon, took out the caterpillar and put on the ground. But after a few hours, this caterpillar died. When teacher came to know, he scolded the children, but he explained to the children, my dear children, when the caterpillar was coming out of the cocoon, though its body was getting squeezed, he was under severe pain, its body was bleeding, but it was very essential for its survival. During that process, the excess amount of water from his body was getting squeezed out, expressed out, so that its wing would have become light and it could have become butterfly. But as you bypass this process, this stress, this agony, the excess water remained in the caterpillar and he died. So dear friends, stress is very important for performance, for progress in your life. But it has to be optimum. Less stress is a problem, more stress is a problem. On a lighter note, once a delegation went to visit a mental asylum. The doctor was showing the state of the inmates. They went into room number 1. There, the patient was crying. He was hugging one photograph. He was in a very pity state. The delegates asked doctor why he became mad. Doctor said he was in love with a girl named Lucy, whom he couldn't marry. Because of that, he became mad. Then they went into room number 2. There the man was very aggressive. He was hitting one photograph with his shoes. He was tearing the photograph. The delegates asked the doctor why he became mad. They said he married the same Lucy. Okay, so less stress is a problem, more stress is a problem. Optimum amount of stress is required for the performance. Okay, stress is also idiosyncratic. Means stress to one person may not be stress to other. It depends upon person's perception, personality, locus of control, belief system, social support, and hostility. For example, giving a talk, one person, but it may be enjoyable to other person. So, stressful situation to one person may be very exciting to other. Okay. Stress has increased in a modern time because of the fast life. Modern man is too busy and stressed out to enjoy the life. Okay, and the children are also in a stress land. The childhood is a special time to play with the toys, teddy bear, smile, laugh, and innocent. But today, the toddlers are pushed to limit by the ambitious parents. They have to attend the play groups, they have to attend various schools, extracurricular activity, they have to give lots of entrance tests, they have to face various competition in school. Also, after watching a lot of reality shows, the parents want their children to come first in singing competition, dancing competition. So it's a never ending burden on a child. So the outcome is the incidence of stress in children has increased tremendously, and it has causing a lot of physical, emotional, and mental problem like temper tantrum, bear wetting, tummy aches, headache, nail biting, thumb sucking, hyperactivity, decrease in school performance, and lot of increase in the violence in children as well. And how the children become stressed because of the burden put by the parents, by the teachers, by the society, and there's a mismatch between the ability and what is being expected. Also, children are exposed to a lot of media, TV, then there's a lot of social media where they are exposed to a lot of violence, and they become unnecessarily stressed out seeing the violent scene. And in school, they are bullied by other children. So these are the sources of stress in the children. So we are going to see how we can manage the stress in children as well as parents, so that the children will reach to their potential in a very positive way. As far as stress is concerned, we will go basic about stress. What occur in our body during stressful response? When you come across certain stressful situation, or you imagine, then there's a limbic system in our body, it gets activated. and it sends signals to your hypothalamus, and then hypothalamus activates sympathetic nervous system, and there's a lot of hormonal changes and physiological changes. A lot of hormones are secreted like adrenaline, noradrenaline, ACTH, TSH, cortisol. A lot of physiological changes occur like increase in heart rate so that the blood is flowed all over the body, breathing rate increase, muscle become tense so that you can fight with your enemy or you can run away from your enemy. The insulin secretion increased, the blood flow to the brain, lungs, heart, muscle increase so that the vital parts are taken care of. Blood clotting mechanism get activated so that if you are injured during this fight or flight response, then the blood flow from the wound is stopped. But there is downside to the stress as well. The blood flow to the digestive tract, kidney and skin reduce. The interest in sex reduced, the tissue repair mechanism is hampered, and your immune system takes heat. Okay, so these physiological changes are extremely important for a short period of time. Okay, so when our ancestors used to in a jungle, when they used to come across the lion, they used to either fight with it or they used to run away from it. And during this process, this hormone is getting utilized. But now modern time, we are under constant stress. When in office, there is a stress of deadline, your boss. When you're at home, there is a stress of your spouse, your children. When you're watching movie, then you have stress about the country and the world, what is going to happen, and corona. So this fight and flight response is constantly activated, and it causes the end organ damage and lead to various kind of disorders. Okay, so what are the diseases caused by stress? So take any disease, and stress may be one of the causative factor. It may cause heart disease, high blood pressure, stomach ulcer, respiratory problems, type 2 diabetes, back problem, headache, migraine, obesity, arthritis, cancer, skin problem, mental health problem, immune system problems. So you're predisposed to a lot of infection, child and partner abuse, suicide, homicide, alcohol or drug use, tobacco use, violence, aggressive behavior, accident, sleep problem, or sexual problem. Now, we are going to now deal with how to manage your stress. The first step in managing stress is awareness. Awareness is an extremely important thing. When you are aware of any particular thing, then you can take a step to overcome that particular issue or difficulty in your life. There are two types of people. Okay, so one type of people think that there is a stress in their life only, especially when you go to the Facebook, people post so much of happy picture, their vacations, how they are so happy. And then when you watch this Facebook post and you think that, oh, I'm only person on this earth who is stressed and all the people are happy. I'd like to share one story with you. There was a church and there was a father. The father wanted to build an orphanage. He was requesting people, but they were not paying any heed. During one Sunday prayer, he said, today there are 100 people. I expect each person to donate $1. And I expect one person whose extramarital affair I know. If he doesn't donate, I will expose his extramarital affair. Then when he collected the donation, there was $99 and there was one cheat. And what was written on the cheat? So it was written that, Father, today I didn't got the money. I'll pay $10 tomorrow. Please don't expose my name. Okay. So all are stressed, but the extent and causes are different. And the other type of people, they think that, oh, I'm not stressed. Stress is not my business. All other people are stressed. On a lighter note, once a person went to psychiatrist and said, sir, please help me. My father is making my life miserable. The doctor asked, what kind of trouble your father is giving. He said he's 90-year-old. Whole day he bath in a water tub. He plays with toys. He plays with Donald Duck. So he said, the doctor said, he's 90-year-old. He's having dementia. So what kind of problem this person is causing to you? This things is causing to you. He said, what are you saying, doctor? He's playing with my toys and he's breaking it. And I'm not getting the opportunity to play with the toys. Okay, so this man is himself mad, but he thinks that his father is mad. So we have to be aware of the fact that how much you are stressed, what is the level of stress in your life, and then you would be able to manage in an effective way. So there are certain signs and symptoms. If they are present for a prolonged period of time, then you think, and it is affecting your personal, professional life, then you think that you are stressed. So what are these signs? The signs are like dry mouth, increased heart rate, muscle ache, stiffness or pain, especially in neck, shoulder, and lower back, high blood pressure, frequent attack of cold flu, worsening of an existing disease, chest pain, headache, indigestion, constipation, stomach cramp, sweating, nausea, trembling, fatigue, weight gain, loss, mental sign like difficulty in concentrating and making decision, decreased memory, mind going blank, confusion, loss of sense of humor, decreased libido, inattention, and bad dreams. Behavioral signs like increased smoking, drinking, drug use, yelling, swearing, aggression, change in eating habit, changing sleeping habit, and nervousness. Emotional signs like anxiety, anger, irritability, impatience, short temper, frustration, worry, and fear. So you have to assess yourself how much stress you are. You can grade it, whether it is a normal stress, it's a moderate stress, or a severe stress. If it is a normal stress, you can give 100 points. It may be a normal stress of everyday life. But if you are feeling nervousness, there's sweating, feeling of failure, muscle tension, and headache, then it's a moderate stress. And if you're shaking, there's a pounding heart, nausea, feeling of impending doom, then there's a severe stress. So if you're having moderate and severe stress, then there is a need to manage it effectively. Now, we are going to deal how to manage the stress, and there are broad three strategies. Okay. The first strategy is do not allow stress hormone to stay in your body. Use it, have outlet to it. On a lighter note, once there was a company and there was an employee named Mullah Nasruddin. His boss was very atrocious. He used to always fire Mullah Nasruddin that you are useless. You are not keeping the deadline. I'm going to terminate you. The Mullah Nasruddin used to become very angry. He used to think, and he has the urge to hit his boss with his shoes. But because of the job, he used to control it. But as the atrocity of the boss increased, the anger of Mullah Nasruddin also increased. Then he stopped wearing the shoes. But whenever the boss used to scold him, he used to see the shoes of other people, and he became very frightened because of his job. And he stopped going to the company. The worried father took to the psychiatrist. The psychiatrist, after listening to the story, he said, the treatment is very simple. Have a big photograph of your boss at your home and hit that photograph with your shoes 5 times before going and coming after of your job. The Mullah Nasruddin said, how is it going to help? The doctor said, you just do it, what I'm telling you. The Mullah Nasruddin started doing the same things which is advised by the doctor. And after a few days, he started feeling very light. His stress, his anxiety, his anger toward the boss reduced, and his work performance increased. After 1 month, the boss called Mullah Nasruddin in his cabin and said, Mullah Nasruddin, I am very happy. Your work performance has tremendously increased. I'm going to promote you. But before that, tell me the secret of your success, your increasing in performance. Mullah Nasruddin said, boss, please don't ask the secret. Okay, so what Mullah Nasruddin did, he gave outlet to his anger by hitting the photograph of his boss. But you can give outlet to this anger, your stress hormone, by doing physical exercise. When you are angry, do physical exercise. Okay, doing physical exercise, these hormones of stress hormones are going to get utilized, and it is going to followed by relaxation, and it will improve your health as well. The second strategy is creative transformation. I'd like to tell you, if I put a cow dung at your doorstep, what is going to happen? It is going to emanate a bad odor. Nobody will come to your house. But if this cow dung is used as a fertilizer in a garden, then the tree will have flowers and it will emanate beautiful fragrance. So what we have done, we have creatively transformed the bad odor of cow dung to the fragrance of flower. Similarly, the stress has a lot of energy. Similarly, when there is a lot of energy in an atom in the form of nuclear energy, you can use this energy either to bomb a city like Hiroshima and Nagasaki and kill millions of people, or you can use to generate electricity or to treat a lot of cancer patients. Okay, so it is up to us how we use this energy. So stress is a lot of energy. If we channelize this energy in a positive way by developing hobbies like painting, singing, dancing, and gardening, then we can utilize this energy for better purpose. The third strategy is taking care of root. I'd like to share one story with you. There was a kingdom and there was a queen. She has a very beautiful garden. People from across this country used to see the garden. It had beautiful trees with flower. One day, unfortunately, the queen became ill. She has to go to other city to take the treatment. She was very worried about the garden. But her 10-year-old son came and told, "Mother, please do not worry. Take care of your health. I will take care of the garden." So mother went. After 1 month, when mother came back, looking at the state of garden, she became very angry. All trees were dried up. There were no leaves. There were no flowers and fruits. She scolded her son, but the son said, "Mother, please don't scold me. I used to work in a garden from morning to clean each and every leaves, flowers, and fruit. I used to give water to each leaves, fruits, and flowers. But I don't know why the trees has become dried." The mother said, "My dear son, the life of tree is not in leaves, flower, and fruit. The life of tree is in its root. If you have taken care of root, if you have given the water to the root, the tree has taken care of itself. It would have bear the leaves, flower, and fruits." My dear friends, similarly, we have forgotten our roots. We are not only body, we are body, mind, and soul. We have forgotten our soul. Saint Kabir has said, "घूंघट का पट खोल रे तो को पिहू मिलेंगे, घट घट में वो साई रमता कटुंग वचन मत बोल रे, शून्य महल में दियन बार में आसन सो मत डोल रे, जागो जुगुत सुरंग महल में पिय पायो अनमोल रे, कहे कबीर आनंद भयो बाजत अनत ढोल रे." So Kabir says, "Ghungat ka pat phol re," means we have created a kind of a curtain between us and our soul in the form of mind. That's why we are away from our soul. The characteristic of soul is peace, happiness. That's why there's no peace in our life, there's no happiness, because we have put a curtain up in the form of mind between us and our soul. And the Kabir said, when you remove this curtain by being aware, by doing meditation, then you will get a kind of happiness, it would be eternal. So the third strategy is to take care of root by doing meditation. So these are broad three strategies, and we are going to discuss each strategy in a detail. So before that, we are going to launch a second question. So I would like Diptiman for a second question.
Second poll question is, what should be a parent's response if their child gets stressed? Blame the child for not able to do things on time, punish the child, depends on how often child gets stressed. Listen to the child and find out the triggers. What is making the child getting stressed? So in the meantime, there are attendees who have submitted some of their questions related to more of
Okay.
children's stress. When you are
Okay.
touching upon with various stories, uh,
Yeah.
certainly we can connect with our journey in life. Now children
Yeah.
plays most important role in our family when it comes
Yes.
to managing their stress as well, because they are still children. They don't know what is the
Yeah.
word meaning. Even we as
Yeah.
adult also, we don't know what is the exact meaning of stress.
Yes.
If we can if during your session, if you can also touch upon stress among children, so that would be also nice for the parents to understand more in details.
So we have means already discussed that the incidence of stress in children is increase. It's increasing in exponential. Okay. So because of various reasons, first thing I told you, because of the expectation, the burden put by the parents, teachers, the society on them. There's a mismatch between their ability and the expectation. Each child is unique in itself. Okay. You cannot mold each and every child in one way. So expectation is causing a lot of problem. Second thing is they are observing you. Okay. The parents are role model. When you are stressed, when you are worried, you are anxious, your child automatically take that, and it also feel the stress and anxiety.
Absolutely, sir.
So
And I think the parents do feel the same, and they have replied with more than 88%. Listen to the child and find out the reason behind it.
yes. So second thing is they look at you as your role model. If you are stressed out, then they are automatically going to get stressed. Then third thing is your relationship with your spouse and your parents, the adults also. They also looking at how you deal with your other better half and your elderly people, and they also taking it, and they are getting stressed out if there is a fight in the family. Okay, so they take it and they have it having adverse effect. So this is a second way they are getting stressed. Third way, they're exposed to so much of media, TV, social media. There's so much of violence being portrayed, and they think that it is real. The world is going to get doomed. So you have to explain the children that no, this is a movie, this is a fiction, this is not a reality. So we have to teach them how to take the things which has been portrayed on the social media or on the digital media or TV television. Then we
Sir,
have to,
sorry, I have I think a couple of sessions back, we have spent some time to understand, as you were saying, the environmental stress,
yes,
be it through the media or be it through the what they see, they also at times practice. That is
yes,
one. Now there is a stress happening with the children because of the
yes,
limited limitation of going out, with the fear of COVID-19.
yes,
They are more than conscious
yes,
now. As a responsible parents, we nobody want anybody to get the virus, but
yes,
that fear is I mean, it is pretty obvious. The stress is building up among the children.
yes,
They are not meeting their friends. They are not going to school. They are absolutely limited to the environment at home. That
yes,
is causing stress.
yes.
Couple of questions. Is it right? Should we have that much of fear to COVID-19
See,
and build stress?
see, I'd like to share one story with you. Okay. So once there was a disciple, he went to Buddha. So he said, I want to become your disciple. Okay. So the other disciple said, no, he is a king. He has a very lavish lifestyle. He is not going to become your disciple. But the Buddha said, no, I would admit it as a disciple. And when he became disciple, he started fasting for weeks together. He started walking barefoot, and his health deteriorated so much that he was on verge of dying. When Buddha came to know, then he called up that disciple and said, when you were king, you used to play guitar. You used to play guitar very well. I would like to ask you one question. If the string of guitar is too tight, whether he is gonna produce music, the king, the disciple said no. When the string is too loose, whether it's gonna get produce the music, the disciple said no. So when it's gonna produce the good music, he said the string is neither too tight, no, not too loose. So the Buddha said, when you are king, you are having a lot of lavish style, and when you become disciple, you just completely forgotten your health. You have to have a middle path. Okay. So Buddha has given us a middle path. So in this situation, I would like to tell in a middle path. You are not going to get bogged down by corona, because there's so much of stress that this will happen, the world is going to get doomed. So this is also bad. It is one extreme, and certain people are become so lax that they are not following the basic principle, like wearing mask, not taking care of the sanitation. So
Thank you.
that extreme end. So we have to have a middle path. We have to optimistic, but we have to be careful that ourselves and our children are not going to get stressed. We have to follow this middle path if we want to overcome this pandemic. So optimistic but cautious is my point to tell the parents. As far as, so you can take your children's out, but make sure that there is no crowding. You can take them out for walking, playing, but make sure that they wear masks, they use sanitizer properly. So this is way you can now have some, because there is a relaxation in lockdown as well. So optimistic but cautious it's a way ahead.
Right, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. And with this, sir, can we also put up the next question? Let's say
Yes, yes.
having stress is pretty much inevitable. Now, how to understand when the stress management is truly done? So this is the next question. Let us also understand how the attendees are feeling when the child is feeling low, or when parent is in a mood to talk to the child, or immediately after the stress episode. And as a parent, should we teach them beforehand?
Yes. So majority of people are right that teach them beforehand. So it's very important. Okay. So it's very easy to prevent a disease, but when disease occur, and it's very difficult to treat. So similarly for stress as well, it's very important to equip them how to handle it beforehand. For example, you're taking your child to a doctor. Your child is scared that he is going to get injection and all, but before that, if you sit with your child and explain that what is going to happen during your visit to the doctor, then his stress would be reduced to greater extent. So you have to teach the child beforehand. If you can do it, you can counsel your child after stressful situation, or when he's feeling low, but it is too late. Okay, you have to do it when he is having stressful situation, he is feeling too late, too low. But if you deal with before the stressful situation, then it is good.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Now, there is another question coming.
Yeah,
As you also referred some time back, children are great observer.
yeah,
So what they see, maybe through different electronic media or through the environment, but the
yes,
most immediate person in their life, in this nuclear family life, is their parents.
yes,
The question is, children often throw things out and hit. This is one way of showing their response.
yes,
But when the children see their parents are into a difference of opinion, and
Yes,
could be they see the stress among their parents for any of
yes,
the reason,
yes,
does it affect them? Does they carry stress from there as well? And
yes.
if it is yes, how it affects their future life?
I would like to share on a lighter note. Once a son of Mullah Nasruddin asked his father, "Sir, father, how the war starts?" The Mullah Nasruddin said, "Suppose the Pakistan attack India." Now, this Mullah Nasruddin is from India and his wife is from Pakistan. From kitchen, she started shouting, "How can Pakistan attack India?" Mullah Nasruddin said, "I'm just telling you, suppose Pakistan attack India." Her wife says, "No, Pakistan can't attack India. India will attack Pakistan." "No, no, no, I'm telling you, suppose." But the wife become infuriated and she takes out the balloon from the kitchen. The mullah also take out the stick. The child said, "Father, wait, wait, wait. I came to know how the war starts." Okay. So when there is a fight in the family, your child is looking at you as a role model. There is a neuron in a brain called as mirror neuron. For example, your tone, your language is governed by the people around you, how they listen, and it is automatically taken by mirror neuron. They are subconsciously learning through this mirror neuron. That's why the English of Englishman is different than the English from American, because you are taking it subconsciously through this mirror neuron. So they are following you, they are watching you. How are you dealing with your better half? Okay, and they are having a lot of stress watching you as a fighting, and it will go their mind and future. They will deal with their spouse in a similar way. So at the moment they are very stressed because of the fighting going on in your family, and it will have a long term impact. Okay, so once I'd like to share one story. There was a drunkard and he had a two son. Okay, so he used to hit the son. When they become adult, one son become a IS officer. Okay, and one son become a robber. When the one son was conferred the IS degree, other son was put in a bar. So they were asked, how you become an IS officer? He said, "I become an IS officer because of my father. He was drunkard and I took a decision that I will not become like this." And when they asked other person who become a robber, he said, "I become robber because of the father." So two sons, same father, same situation, but outcome is different. So the outcome may different depending upon the child. But if the atmosphere is negative, it will have a negative impact on a child itself. So you have to act as a role model. If you want to have any difference of opinion with your spouse, do not fight in front of the children, and it would have a lot of negative impact if you fight in front of them.
Absolutely, sir. We are getting a lot of stories from you, sir, today.
Because see, our life is story. We as human has evolved with the storytelling. We as a species is evolved because of our ancestors used to go to jungle. They used to have a campfire in the night, and then used to tell a story that how I fought with the lion, how I survived, and it was passed down the generation, and how that's why we have evolved as a species. So story is very important in our life.
Certainly. So the taking this forward, sir.
Yeah.
When we see this word itself is stress. Now it can start from anywhere. Now when it comes to management,
Yeah.
the management, is it possible with behavioral changes or with a conscious effort You have also shared in various platform. I have attended you in other webinar and through your YouTube channel. You also give lot of focus on doing wellness like yoga, pranayam, which
Yes,
helps the children. It's not precisely for children; it is for all. When it comes to even your next initiative, where you are giving a huge effort of coaching the parents what not to do, rather more than what to do.
yes,
When it comes to stress, is ultimately the probably the end result what you are getting.
yes.
So what is your say in this journey?
Means I didn't get your question. Means you want to
My
say the
question is
stress?
when yes. So getting stress is fine. Now,
Uh,
how best we can avoid, or when you are saying the wellness thing, like when doing yoga or any kind of pranayam or any kind of physical activity, how that distress or how
yes.
it can avoid us falling into the trap. Does it really help
So
when it comes to?
yes, 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 yes. Prevention is extremely important. Prevention is better than cure. Okay. So there are certain strategy that if you follow good diet, if you have a good nutrition, if you sleep properly, if you have a lot of stress management strategy, which I will be discussing briefly, if you follow this, then you will not have a chronic disorder like obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. Okay. And you will be able to manage stress in a very effective manner. Okay. If your foundation is strong, if the foundation of building is strong, and if there is earthquake, it will withstand the earthquake. So if your foundation is strong, then if whatever stress occur to you, you will able to withstand that. So there are certain strategy to strengthen your foundation, and there are certain strategy which is used when you are stressed. Okay, so I would have both strategy, means preventive as well as curative, physical as well as mental. Okay, the stress, I told you, the stress is idiosyncratic. A stress to one person may not be stress. Okay, means climbing a mountain or traveling an aeroplane may be stressful to one, but it may be exciting to other. So it depends upon your thinking pattern, how you look toward your society, your stressful situation. If you take it as a challenge, for example, I will tell you one study. There was a company known as AT&T. It was related to mobile company in USA. It has to shut down. And when they found that the 5% people died, those people were working in the AT&T company, they died. And 5 people percent become very much successful. Okay. So when they came to know, the people who took it negatively, they have an adverse effect on their body, and then they had a chronic disease, they have disease and they died. But somebody took it as an opportunity, and then they survived. So how you took the stressful situation, how you think to particular situation, if you take it as a stress or you take it as a challenge. Okay, when you take it as a stress, the cortisol level in our body increase, it has adverse effect. When you take it as a challenge, the hormone called as DHEA increase, and it is called a challenge response. So your performance increase. So it is a mental things. So this way, these are three strategy: preventive, curative, and your thinking pattern.
Absolutely, sir. Now, when you say preventive, I'm sure there is a strategy need to be well placed. Uh, so
Yeah.
when we go through this kind of situation, is it extremely important to reach out to expert, or we can do self management,
See,
or
there are
when
certain
we should
things.
feel it is high time to reach out?
So I've told you, means when your child or yourself is so much of stress that it's causing impairment for in your personal as well as your professional life. It is taking a toll on your life. It is having an adverse physical effect. You're putting weight or you're losing weight, you're having chest pain, body ache, whatever symptoms I have decreased. If these symptoms are persistent for prolonged period of time and it's causing impairment to your personal, daily, professional life, then you have to take the help of the professional. Same with
Absolutely,
the
sir.
children and same with the adult.
So there is a question coming, sir, to you, where it's a lot of expectations from the children leads to more stress for both the children
Yeah.
and parents. How to overcome this?
Yes. Now there are two things. Means there is always a demand and supply. There is an ability in a child and there is a expectation. If the ability and expectation match, then there is nothing. But if there is ability and expectation doesn't mismatch, then there is a problem. It leads to mental and physical problem in the child. So understand your child, talk to your child, know his strength and weakness, okay, and accordingly expect, okay. So have a positive, first of all you have to have a positive, you have to help your child to have a positive self image. In a research it is found that by 18 years a child was told 1.5 lakhs negative words and only few hundred positive words about him. You are useless, you are nothing, you're going to fail, you're going to fail in a maths, you're poor in a math, okay, you will become a sweeper if you don't study. Okay, so these negative words are bombarded by parents, teachers, and they go into their subconscious mind and they become their self-image, and then they behave like, hey, I'm very bad in a math, and then they behave in similar way. So first thing, you have to have a positive self-image. Okay, if he has some weakness, you try to rectify it by giving coaching, training, and when you do some, he have good things, he does something good, encourage him. So there has to be balance between expectation. So if your child is not good in study, if he's good in sport, he is music, then uh, you just encourage in that particular faculty, okay. And I would like to tell the parents that the musician, the sportsmen are earning more than doctors. So it is not that study is the last thing. Okay. Take the example of Bill Gates. He was a school dropout. Take the example of Steve Jobs. He was a school dropout. So 80% of the billionaire of the world were dropout. So study is not the gospel truth. Okay, you can survive and you can flourish without study. So have a positive expectation. If there is a failure, then it should not be the end of word, because unfortunately the incidence of suicide in children has increased tremendously, and we in India is a capital as far as suicide in children is concerned, and because of this burden which is put on the children, okay, if he fails, for example, I would like to share one story. Albert Einstein, you might have heard about Albert Einstein. Okay, so once a teacher wrote a letter to the Albert Einstein, and the mother received that letter. The Albert Einstein, he was very small kid, and he asked, "What was the letter about?" The mother said, in letter, the teacher said, "You are so intelligent that the teacher has no ability to teach you. You are going to become very famous scientist." And the Albert Einstein accepted it. When he became famous scientist, and when he grew, he got hold of that letter, and when he read, he found that it was written that your child is very dumb, don't bring your child to the school, okay, he's nothing in life, he would be failure. And the tear rolled down from Albert Einstein's eye, because the mother has developed a self-image. The negativity written by the teacher, she doesn't allow to affect his child, and that's why he accepted that he's a great, and he become great. So you have to have a good self-image. Your child may not be good at study, so help him out. If he's good in music, develop that hobby. Have a positive expectation and ability.
Absolutely, sir. The take-home message could be: it is great to be carrying all those role models in our life. When it comes to a beautiful family setup, when we are doing in our house, we put up sometime a beautiful painting. Maybe sometime we put up our
Yes,
family photos and all. Equally, it is what is more important:
yes,
what kind of vocabulary we are using within the house. As you said,
yes,
uh, very maybe subconsciously we need to realize that how many healthy words or positive word or very encouraging future building word we should be consciously using with the children, so that they
yes,
will imbibe it in their life, and that has a great effect.
yes,
Probably that's what is the DIY for the day. And I'm sure the small thing makes a huge difference. We try to, when we talk about stress,
yes,
we the only help comes to our mind is Google. Let's have a quick answer. And I believe there is no quick
yeah,
fix to
yes.
anything what we have been discussing. But yes, there is a easy way to understand why this is happening. It is more important the reason behind it. I'm sure no, we are going through a time, or maybe before that also. It could be economic. Economic could be one of the reason. Could be family relation, business, education, academic. As you were saying, the number of cases of uh, children getting the victims. Our major reason is academic. We have the high, even the question coming when the children are been
Yes.
expected quite a lot. Like we expect quite a lot from the children. Now, these are the reason behind it. I'm sure if some input can come from your side when the child, and is there age specific where to when to start? Sometimes we believe the child is too small to understand the real meaning of uh, the challenges, or maybe, but we never understand when the child is understanding too much than was expected. So sometimes we take them for granted. Now, a 3 or 4 year child behaves sometimes pretty maturely and surprise us. And simultaneously, when and we always try to compare our childhood with us, with our child, and probably there we are going terribly wrong. That's what is my reading when I'm seeing the children of the generation Z. They are different. Probably we as parents need to be equipped enough to handle them.
See, the childrens are learning. Means it may be mythological. You might have heard about Abhimanyu. Okay, so he has learned about the Chakravyuh when he was in womb. So your child is learning when he's in womb itself. Okay, so if you are stressed, he's feeling that stress when he's home. So don't think that the newborn or 1 month child is not learning from you. He is learning subconsciously from you. So it's not a age, particular age that the child will start learning from you. It start right from the womb. When the child is in womb, so what is your mental state, what is your health, how you take the stress. It is found that if you are stressed during pregnancy, it would have adverse effect on your child. So your child is learning right from the womb. So it is your responsibility to keep yourself healthy. And when he is born, he right from the day one, he is learning from you. You might be thinking that he may be learning after 4 years, 5 years. No, he's learning right from the womb. And there's another things like epigenetic. So he's means your future childs are learning. It depends upon what is your mental and physical state when you are children itself. Okay, so if you want your child to have a good health and have a positive mental setup, it start when your child is at home. So you have to follow the healthy way, do a regular exercise, have a good diet, sleep, do yoga, meditation, you write down diary, listen to good music, have a good social support, do volunteering, have a positive mental attitude, and be happy. If you are happy and you manage stress, your child will learn from it and it will become the way you want him to become. So there is no age. It's right. It starts right from the womb itself.
Learning starts when the child is in the home itself. Now,
Yes.
I would also request the attendees, if they have any specific questions, let them put it on the Q&A section. Sir, another point you raised, when it comes to children or maybe adult, food plays a very important role. The kind of food which we are eating. Now, there was a question here also. Uh, it seems this child is little hyper. When they scream,
Hmm.
shout, hit,
Yeah.
and and throw things, how to reduce that? So it's if this is happening once in a while,
Now,
probably it's different. If it is happening repeatedly, then what?
see, I'd like to share one story with you. Okay. So there was a mom, she was taking her child in the supermarket, and the child started throwing tantrum. I wanted this toy. Then he started creating a lot of scene. But the mother took the child out, whole in a whole way. Then the child was throwing the things. He was having this thing is called as temper tantrum. When the child reached the child and mother reached home, the child was calmed down. Then he asked mother, "Mother, I want that cookie." The mother said, "My dear son, you misbehaved today. You are not going to get cookie." But son said, "No, I'm behaving normally now." "No, son, you will get cookie tomorrow, but you are not going to get cookie today." Then the child understand that if you do these things, then you will not get what you're going to get. Next day, the child behave properly, the mother gives cookie. Okay, so this is called as temper tantrum. This is normal, and you have to remember three things: A, B, C. What is the antecedent? What is the thing? It leads to throwing things. It is called as antecedent. Then B is called as behavior, means he's throwing thing, then hitting you or hitting other people. And C is what is consequences. If you do, he throw things, he throw temper tantrum, and then you give whatever he wants, then he knows that this is a way to get this thing. So first thing, you have to firm policy in the family that if he behave in this way, his wish would not be followed. Okay,
Right.
so whatever he wants, he won't be given if you behave in this way. But you have to tell him that if you behave this way, if you ask properly, you ask, "Mother, please give me this toy," then you have to tell them you will receive. So you have to punish him when he behave badly. But punish is not a corporal punishment. You should not hit your child. If you hit, then he will not he will misbehave more. So you, if he misbehave, then you have to deprive him of certain things, like he want to watch TV, he want to go to outside, then you will tell, "You misbehave, you are not going to watch TV today." Okay. And when he misbehave, you have a what you call as a, you have to put your child in a quiet place, at, it's called as timeout. So let your child settle down itself. Okay, or take him to the other atmosphere. So he is in shopping mall, take him to the garden or somewhere. So, and tell him that if you behave in this way, you won't get what you want. If you behave properly, then we may consider. So this, and it has to be followed by all family members. What happens if mother don't give the things, then he will go to father, then father will give, then he know that, then he will blackmail. Yes, mother is not giving, I will get it from father. If parents are not giving, then he will go to grandparents. So you have to have a firm policy that if we misbehave in this way, we will deprive him of this thing. And if you behave properly, so you have to encourage the proper positive behavior. So if behave properly, give him star, give him extra cookie or whatever he wants. So this way, this problem will solve.
I'm so sorry. And any other sir input coming from your side for the precisely when we are, because there are parents who are also looking forward to understand uh, when it comes to managing the adolescent as well. There are
Okay.
age when it comes to the adolescent age. I'm sure the life is evolving,
Yes.
and the kind of stress are different.
Yes. Now, as far as adolescent is concerned, adolescent is a very crucial time. It's a time between childhood and adulthood. There's a lot of physiological changes occurring in their body. Lots of hormonal changes are occurring in their body, and
Right,
their
sir.
mental state is not able to cope with that situation, the changes occurring in their body. Okay, so there's a lot of turmoil. It is called a stormy period, and this is a very crucial time. Either it will make or break that person. So you have to handle that time in a very positive way. Okay, means you have to give your adolescent a freedom he want, but you have to set certain boundaries, certain discipline, that yes, you can go out, but this is the time you have to come back. Okay, you can have friends, but this is the things you have to do. So it has to be freedom with certain discipline. Second thing, your child is watching you. So if you have a positive and healthy lifestyle, he's going to follow whatever lifestyle you're following. So you have to follow, you listen carefully, overlook minor mistake, have a positive vibration, and encourage your child. This is called as love. Okay, acronym love means listen careful to your child. O is overlook your their minor mistake. V is have a positive vibe. Encourage them. We always scold. Okay, they make mistake, we scold. But if they're good things, encourage them. So this way you can handle them. Means this is called as what we call as authoritative parenting. Means freedom with certain restriction.
Absolutely, sir. So this is certainly with the age, and I think there is one segment where the stress is there, but many times very very suppressive, and that's probably the geriatric population. They have already seen
Yes.
they have, and I'm sure stress is everywhere. And today's
Yeah.
time, majority of the population, and we simply should not avoid, because they are the energy source for the family. But yes,
Yes.
they do have stress. Their
Yes.
stress is more about worrying for the grandchildren to their children
Yes.
and for their own good health.
Yes.
But very less been discussed in open
Yes.
platform. Sir, I would sincerely request if you can suggest, because I think it is important to hear your own journey with, or maybe the way you are dealing in your in-clinic experience. I'm sure that will help.
Now, geriatric population is a very challenging time, because this is a time when these people, they're working throughout their life, settling their children's, their grandchildren's, and now they want your support. And this is a time when they are very vulnerable for a lot of chronic disorders, age-related disorders. So in this time, we have to give them the support they need, mental as well as physical. Okay. So, and this is also the way your children are learning from you, how you treat your elder people. They are watching you. So treat them with respect. Okay. Second thing, they have so much of knowledge. You can take their knowledge, their experience in a positive way. With their stories, with their experience, they can share with their children. And when you have a proper social support, open discussion, their experience is also used. And when children and you are listening, they are feeling very happy as well. So social support is very important. Maintaining the fabric is very important. Listening, respecting, and helping them coping with all this acute situation like corona pandemic and chronic disorders which comes with age is important. So social support is very important.
Absolutely, sir. And definitely, as you said, they are, but many parents, many senior citizens are with a chronic disease as well. So the kind of stress are multiple with them, probably the highest among the citizens
Yes.
who are facing,
Yes,
who all,
but
or
I'd like
the
to tell you
elder.
that old age is not necessarily they should fall ill. Okay, you can age in a healthy way. Okay, so if actually means if they are following a healthy lifestyle, then they can age very healthy. So not necessarily they should have a chronic disorder in old age itself.
Right, sir. Now, sir, coming back to stress, be it with children or adults, many a times it is perceived that if any medication started, it will be for a pretty long time, or maybe it is for many, many
Yes.
years. Is it a myth or it's
Okay.
reality?
Now, I don't know what medication you are talking about and what disease. If you are talking about diabetes or something like
No, we are
that,
talking about something related to depression or
diabetes
maybe I'm
medication.
not talking about the chronic diseases. I'm talking about the lifestyle disease, or maybe the way we are
Okay.
talking here, like maybe anxiety, maybe how to manage stress. Is it only
No,
we
means
can
as
recover?
far as a medication,
Yes, sir.
no,
Please
no,
continue.
no. As far as medication is concerned, as far as medication is concerned, medication for mental disorders, for stress and anxiety, I would not recommend to take a medicine for that unless it is a very severe variety and it is causing physical changes for a short period of time. To tide over that acute crisis, you can use meditation, but meditation is not a solution. Though I am a doctor, but I am not a proponent of taking long-term medication because each medication has its own side effect. So you can take a medication for a short period of time in a severe stress, but if you follow this healthy lifestyle, okay. So I was listening one talk, and the person had a severe bipolar disorder. He was on medication, and the medication was were escalating. There were more symptoms, more medication, more symptoms, more medication, and it is a vicious cycle. But this person just went to some coach, and then the coach asked him what you like to do during your youth time, and he said I was as to like to run. So
Okay.
you develop that hobby, and he started running, and automatically his medication reduced and it stopped. So your motion will also reduce the stress. The physical exercise, if you do physical exercise, your stress will reduce, your depression, anxiety will reduce. And if you do other things like yoga, meditation, you have a good sleep, 8-hour good sleep, you listen to music. If you are stressed, you are anxious, you write down your anxiety on a piece of paper in a journal. It's called a journaling. It's also one of the stress management strategy. Your stress and anxiety will reduce. There was a experiment conducted in a college, and they asked group A to write down about their stressful situation, their anxious moment, and group B they asked to write down about their about the general topic like weather and politics. And then when they tested their emotional state, in group A they were feeling much better, and group B there was no change in their mental state. So when you write down your stress, anxiety, whatever depressing moments or thoughts you are having, it gives outlet to your emotions. Okay. So write down these things in your diary. It will help to reduce your stress. You have to share your thoughts with somebody in your family or your friend. And this is also called as emotional purging, and where this social support comes in a picture. On a lighter note, you might be aware of Sigmund Freud. He was a father of psychiatrists. One of the friend asked Sigmund Freud, "You are a psychiatrist. A lot of people come for counseling. Okay, they discuss so many negative things. Don't you become a mad?" Sigmund Freud said, "Yes, they come. It's right. They discuss their things. It's right. But who told you that I listen?" Okay, so in counseling, the people come, they power their heart, okay, and they become get rid of that negativity, depression, and anxiety just sharing.
Correct.
Unfortunately, in today's era, because of so fast life, the husband doesn't have a time for a wife to listen. The parent doesn't have a time to listen to the children. The thought and emotion remain in their body. They go into a body and come out in the form of mental disorder. So if you give a patient's hearing to your children, you have no need of medication.
Thank you so much, sir. And sir, I think today we are discussing something which is pretty larger in size than COVID-19. If we take the
Yes,
statistics, mental health
yes,
illness is uh, far, far bigger than the current pandemic. That's
yes,
what, even if we discuss about children, the new CDC data says even 1 in 59, which is counting more than 2% of the new population are. So we are addressing something which is very, very, and it is increasing exponentially. Probably what is more
yes,
important, as you said, there are ways to manage it. So probably certain things which are very basic, but we ignore that. But yes, we need certain
yes,
counseling at the immediate requirement of the time, so that we should not get into some serious issues which can be easily avoidable. So you have also pointed doing this physical activity that also triggers certain hormone probably in our life or in our body, which helps for a better life, as well as right kind of food, good amount of sleep. These are all the things which are in our control to manage ourselves in a better way. So, anything more you want to share today for our audience?
I'd like to just go through a few things for lack of time. So we'll just in a minute or so. So stress management strategy. This is for both parents as well as children. Physical exercise. Do 30-minute physical exercise every day, and it will reduce your stress. When you come out of your office, reach home, you're stressed out, do progressive muscle relaxation. It will also help to reduce your stress. Nutrition is extremely important. Good health, good diet is will improve your health, and bad diet will make you vulnerable. So you have to eat whatever which is prepared at home. Unprocessed food, fruits, vegetables, salads, sprouted beans, cereal pulses, cheese, desi ghee, brown rice. Okay, one should avoid the foods which is prepared by the corporations, the packaged food, the food which contain lot of sugar. This should be avoided. Okay, 8 hours, 7.5 hour to 8 hour sleep is very essential, and for children it depends upon their age. Small children may require 12 hours of sleep, and adolescent may require 8 to 9 hours sleep. So sleep is very important stress management strategy. Music, listen to the music. When you are stressed, music is a very important stress management strategy. I have discussed about journal writing. Put down your stress, your anxiety and depression in a diary, and it will reduce your stress. Okay, time management. Okay, so this quadrant I just want to have your attention. how you can distribute your time, and it has to be divided into 4 quadrants depending upon the task which is urgent and important. For example, in section 1, the task is urgent and important. For example, somebody is having heart attack, it's some urgent and important to take him to the hospital. Okay, so this task comes when you don't give proper attention to your health. So you have to give more time to quadrant 2, where the things are not urgent but important. So this related to your stress, like prevention, relationship, planning, recreation, and health. So 80% of the time you should give to the quadrant 2, so that you should not have to give time to quadrant 1. And third quadrant is urgent but not important. For example, notification of WhatsApp, Facebook. These are urgent but not important. Don't give time to this. And fourth quadrant is not urgent and not important, like watching TV and gossiping. So if you take away time from this and give to quadrant 2, then it will help your life. Prayer. Okay. Saint Kabir has said, "Fal karne seva kare, kare na man se kaam, kahe Kabir sevak nahi, mange chaugana dam." So we pray to God to ask something. God, give me, I will give me promotion. I will give 1,000 rupees. So we treat God as our servant. No, the prayer has to. We have to pray to express our gratitude to our God for whatever God has given to us. We have to laugh a lot. If you laugh, your stress will reduce. So watch a hilarious movie or TV serial or Charlie Chaplin videos and laugh a lot and reduce your stress. Social support, I will discuss. Just have a social fabric. Discuss your stress, anxiety, your problem with the one who can listen carefully, compassionately, and he may give a solution to you. You have to do volunteering. You have to give to society not only money but your time, your talent, your expertise. And this way it is found that those who volunteer, they live long, they can manage their stress better way. Communication with partner is very important. Okay, love, the Kabir has said, "Prem na badi upje, prem na hat bikaye, raja praja johi ruche, shishle de jaye." Means the love is not grown in a field, not sold in a shop. If you are king or ordinary citizen, if you want love, you have to give your head. Head means ego. So there has to be no ego in your this thing. So it's very important. You have to appreciate your spouse. Okay, you have to have a positive understanding. Help your spouse in a household chores. Say sorry. It is said that if you are wrong and say sorry, then you are wise. Okay. If you are in a doubt and say sorry, then you are intelligent person. But if you are wrong, if you are right and still say sorry, then you are husband. Okay. So use this word quite frequently. Your problem will be solved. Respect your wife. Once Mullah Nasruddin asked his wife how to write a letter. He said, ऊपर लिखने का प्राण से प्यारे, और फिर लेटर लिखने का और नीचे लिखने का चरणों की दासी और तुम्हारा साइन करने का. जब मुल्ला नसरुद्दीन को लेटर मिलता है, ऊपर लिखा रहता है चरणों के दास मुल्ला नसरुद्दीन, और नीचे लिखा रहता है प्राणों की प्यासी. Okay, so you have to give respect to your better half. Okay, there has to be equality. Treat them with respect. Hug your spouse frequently. Take them out of on a weekly date. Write a love letter. Give them gift. Just reignite the novelty in the relationship, and you will have a good relationship with your spouse. Or otherwise, go for shopping. If the stress and the situation become so overburdened, just cry. Go to the room, cry. It is also a stress management strategy. Do yoga, pranayam, and meditation. Just a couple of words on mindful meditation. Mindfulness is accepting the things as it is and living in a present moment in a non-judgmental way. How to do mindful meditation? It's very simple. You have to just observe your breathing. Just close your eye and observe your breath at a nostril, air coming in and air going out. This is the mindful meditation. And when you think that you are in some thought, bring back your attention at the nostril. If you do this mindful meditation, it will completely transform your life. And if you don't have a time, when you fall, you're going to bed to fall asleep, You do this process and your sleep become mindful meditation. Accept the things which you cannot change. Have courage to change the things which you can change, and wisdom to differentiate between these two. Remember these things, it will completely transform your life. Sometimes certain things are out of our control, accept them. But if you have the resource and an ability to change, then change it. Okay. Happiness is not outside, not on a materialistic thing. I'm not saying that don't go after materialistic thing, it's very essential. But when it comes down to the happiness, it is inside. I'd like to share one story. Once an old lady was trying to find out something at the outside her house. So people said, we'd like to help you to find out the needle. So after some time, they asked the old lady, tell exactly where you lost the needle. The lady said, I lost the needle inside my house, but as I don't have electricity, I am trying to search outside my home. The people said, are you mad? You lost your needle inside a house. You are trying to find out outside house. So the lady said, this is a question of needle, but I'm observing all of you. You have lost your happiness inside, but you are trying to find out the happiness outside. The happiness is inside. Go inside and you will get the happiness. Happiness is there in the present moment. Happiness is there what you have, not what you want. Okay, and happiness is there in the little things which you have. Be optimistic in your life. This phase will pass. Remember this word. Okay, and I would like to end with the couplets from the Saint Kabira. झीनी झीनी बिनरे चदरिया, झीनी झीनी बिनरे चदरिया, काहे का ताना काहे की भरनी, कौन तार से बिनी चदरिया, साई सियत दसमा लागे, ठोक ठोक के बिनी चदरिया, ओढ़त चादर सुर नर ओढ़े, ओढ़ी की मैली कर दिनी चदरिया, सोत चादर सुर मुर नरी ओढ़े, ओढ़ी की मैली कर दिनी चदरिया, दास कबीर जतन से ओढ़ी, जो की chadariya. So the meaning is, our body is very precious. Your body is made by God with lot of efforts. It took him 10 solar months to prepare this body, and you are unique. If you lead your life in an ignorance, then you will be stressed out, you will have a lot of chronic disease. But if you live your life with awareness, then you will lead a healthy and happy life, and you will die healthy. So awareness is the key. So with that, I'd conclude my talk, and I would thank all the participants for attending and giving their kind attention. I would like to thank the best mom, Diptiman sir, Ajinkya, for giving me the opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you so much, sir. It's really wonderful to listen to you today, and we are lucky to listen so many stories within your presentation. And sir, there are a couple of questions coming now also. How they can reach out to you? Some of the parents are interested to even to give a call to you immediately after this session. So
I'll share my number. Okay, and I'm sharing my email as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my number. This is my email.
Sir, one of the parent is asking, do you see the children with the hyperactivity, ADHD, or even autism spectrum?
Yes. I am the specialist in that. I am the pediatric neurologist. And you can visit my this website as well as drsunilsable.com. You will get a lot of resources there. And this is email and this is my number. You can contact anytime. This is my website where you can get a lot of resources. This is very 1.5 hour is very small time to discuss vast topic. So there are blogs, there are videos. So you can visit my website. You can contact me on the this email or number. I'll be more than happy.
And to all the attendees today, I would request all of you to visit imthebestmom.com, and you may register there. All these webinar videos will be available, and beyond that, we are addressing various topics with nutrition, about children wellness. So we are running yoga for children on every day, and various activities we have been doing, and all the intimation can be shared to you after you register through email and the message. So this is a great evening to have with you, sir. And sir, may I put a request to you, as the attendees might not be knowing, Dr. Sunil Sable is also a great singer. So I do not wanted to lose this opportunity. If you can end the session
Okay.
today with at least the most favorite song of yours, which you like to sing over here, we will be honored to have you, sir, as a
Yes.
musician.
So this song would be apt for the situation we are undergoing, Corona pandemic. हर घड़ी बदल रही है रूप जिंदगी, छाव है कभी कभी है धूप जिंदगी, हर पल यहाँ जी भर जियो, जो है समा कल हो ना हो, हर पल यहाँ जी भर जियो, जो है समा कल हो ना हो। चाहे जो तुम्हें पूरे दिल से मिलता है वो मुश्किल से, ऐसा जो कोई कहीं है, बस वही सब से हंसी है, उस हाथ को तुम थाम लो, वो मेहरबान कल हो ना हो, हर पल यहाँ जी भर जियो, जो है समा कल हो ना हो। ओ पलकों के लेके साए, पास कोई जो आए, लाख संभालो पागल दिल को, दिल धड़के ही जाए, पर सोच लो इस पल है जो वो दास्तां कल हो ना हो, हर पल यहाँ जी भर जियो, जो है समा कल हो ना हो। So live
Amazing,
in the
amazing,
present
sir.
moment.
Thank you so much. Such wonderful to hear you, and I'm sure a lot of
Thank you.
bouquets for you from the attendees as well. Sir, thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. Thank you so
It's
much,
really a great evening having with
Priya
you.
Gupta. Thank you so much, Dipti Singh. Thank you so much, Atashi Das, for kind words. Thank you so much. It
So,
gives. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the encouraging word.
absolutely, honor is ours, sir. And thank you,
It was
attendees,
a
and wish,
very,
yeah, yes, sir. Right.
it's a great pleasure and a big opportunity to interact with such a esteemed audience.
So all the pleasure is ours today, and Neelam Deshpande is also writing. Very informative
Yes,
and
thank you
nice
so much,
session today.
Nilamji. Thank you so much.
So, sir, with this, let us end today's session. I'm sure we will love to have you in the future webinar,
Yes,
and we'll
yes.
have
I'll be more than
and
happy.
we also wish all the attendees a beautiful, happy Diwali,
Yes,
which is
I
this
wish
weekend.
all the attendees, their family, you, Ajinkya, your whole team, very, very happy, prosperous Diwali.
Thank you so much, sir. You have a good
Thank
night,
you.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.